Hello traders, welcome to the weekly outlook and setups volume 182. You know what we're gonna do in this video. We're gonna have a look at the market, how it played out this week, what kind of opportunities we had, and most importantly, what we can expect for the upcoming week. This week was profitable, really nice. The market really moved smoothly across all the pairs. The USD pairs were very clean. We had some great market structure both on the 4H and on the 15-minute. We had even quite a bit of momentum entering on Monday and Tuesday. That was actually a little bit hard to catch the continuations, right? Which I personally missed, but of course we still managed to catch some great trades. So I'm gonna show you what I did. There were plenty of setups this week across all the pairs, so we're gonna have a look at everything. Glad to see you on the Trading Fanatic channel, tuning in every Saturday. If you're new to it, every Saturday this video is published, having a look at all the markets, and once per week I give my best to share an educational piece of content or a trading setups breakdown video. Hopefully you watched the trading plan video already. If not, make sure to do so, and make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell because a lot of videos are incoming. So without further ado, let's jump into the markets because there are some very interesting price action this week. Alright, as always, we're gonna get started with a Dixie, have a look what the dollar is doing this week, what it could potentially do next week, and of course, it's always very important to start your week by having a look at the economic calendar and potentially projecting what could happen. Okay, Monday is pretty dead, nothing too much, and then we have Tuesday, Valentine's Day, which is gonna greet us with some CPI, right? So very, very important. We are expecting for it to decrease by a pretty big percentage. I would say, right, it's 0.7%. It's not small, right? This is year over year, right? But you can see there is an increase of month over month, right? So this is again a little bit kind of sketchy right there, how exactly you're gonna interpret this. GDP for the euro. So pretty much Tuesday, you can see we have very important news. Wednesday, CPI for the pound. So that is very important if you're trading the pound, right? The retail sales for the US. Thursday, unemployment rate for the Aussie, employment change. So that is pretty much an Aussie day. We have initial jobless claims, but this usually doesn't move the market a lot. And then Friday, just retail sales for the pound. So pretty much the highlight of the day, of the week, sorry, is Tuesday, right? CPI, GDP, we even have some GBP news. We even have GDP for the JPY, right? So take note of that, right? So I would expect Monday to start slow, maybe a little bit of a choppy range, right? And then it's gonna just start expanding on the CPI because, you know, nowadays CPI is very important. All right, so make sure to watch out for this one. So as of the last weekly outlook where we had the monthly analysis, you know, right now this is a very nice monthly pullback. It's grabbed liquidity below this low. It's at 50% of the monthly, of the quarterly range, right? And we're already having two very nice bullish weekly candles, okay? Last one was pretty bullish. This one is not so bullish, right? And right now it's tapping into this little guy right there, which can give us some supply, some resistance. We can of course refine it to the wick because it's already tapping in. So weekly time frame, overall bullish. Can it tell us a lot? Well, not really, because again, the most recent momentum, it's still kind of bearish. So we cannot really say, yes, the market is like moving up. We don't have this sort of uptrend to say that the weekly is bullish, right? Yes, the monthly, in terms, if you look at it like this, sure, it's bullish, but I don't look at the market like in such a long-term perspective. I'm always zoomed in. What is the market doing right now? It's sliding down, okay? So is it time though that we reverse? Well, this is what we're gonna see potentially this week, okay? Because you can see, as I said last week, we had this overall consolidation right there, manipulation below, initiation outside. Can we have a pullback and a continuation higher? Well, that will be a textbook scenario. What I really like about this one is that we're having a daily shift of structure. Okay, so as you can see right there, Thursday, Friday, this was NFP. Monday continued, and then pretty much you can see on the Dixie, if you look at the daily candles, nothing much happened, right? So we started Monday with some bullishness and then pretty much we chopped, right? Pretty much we chopped. So nothing very huge happened. But what I would expect to happen is for us to enter deeply into this supply area on the left, okay? So currently the 4-hourly time frame is definitely bullish. No, it's actually bearish, but it turned bullish. Let's see. So here we broke up, there we broke down. Then we broke down again, right? So high, broke structure, lower low, lower high formation, lower low formation, lower high attempted to be created right there. It gave a beautiful reaction, but then on Friday we actually ended up breaking it up because also Euro USD broke a major low. So what we have currently is actually a bullish market on the 4H. The question is this the valid range? Nope. Yes. So my major high or low in this case is this one. Not gonna tell you why, but this one is a very strong demand zone. So we can also take note of this one as well. So what I'm going to be looking for right now, just very simple analysis. Currently the daily is bullish, the 4-hourly has aligned with the daily. We're having this recent shift of momentum to the upside. So I'm going to be looking for the market to pull back right there, give me a confirmation, and then potentially try to attack this high right there. Okay, I'm not going to be dropping on the 15-minute, but essentially what I would like to see Monday do is chop around, pull us back into this range, right? Maybe even grab this low as potential liquidity, and then for us to start heading higher. So I am calling a bullish dollar right now. Not sure if I should do that because EU could also start reversing higher. So let's see. But this is how currently structure looks like. It's bullish to me. So if I start having any pullbacks within this demand or even this demand down there, I'm going to be interested to have a look at longs, of course, with the 15-minute alignment. So let's see how the market is going to look like on Tuesday morning, although this is going to be pre-CPI. So I don't think we're going to get some great price action. But yes, this is how I look at the Dixie, bullish. Let's see if the other pairs agree with that analysis. So EU this week went on a roll to the downside, which is very nice. You can see here actually the weekly candle looks much stronger than the one we had on the Dixie, right? So again, let's just acknowledge that the most recent momentum here is bullish. But then again, if you have a look like at the monthly range and stuff, we are trading right now above the 50% precisely. We tapped into some sort of a zone above 50% and we're having two very nice bearish weekly candles, right? And yeah, of course, we can do exactly the same thing as we did with the Dixie. We can draw this little base demand zone. So if really this one breaks below, then I would start expecting the weekly to really reverse, right? But usually there is a chain reaction, right? First, the 4-hourly is going to change, then the daily is going to change, and only then the weekly is going to change. So this is why, again, if you keep waiting on the weekly right now, you could be bullish bias here, but like the daily and the 4-hourly are already massively trending down, right? So you're not actually flowing with the most recent structure, right? This is a weekly zone, but I can look to refine it to this daily zone right there. So we had this manipulation into the highs right there. Then we had this break of structure into the lows. And what I said at market open on Monday, that the market is just going to start rolling down, roll down. And yeah, pretty much you can see a little bit of a chop around right there. But what was really significant is we actually had a webinar on Thursday and we forecasted that this one is going to break, and it ended up breaking, right? So very interesting delivery this week because actually market structure got respected amazingly. So we had this little base that was created precisely on the market open, right? So you can see this is Monday, 3 o'clock. This is Asian session, right? During Monday, the market pushed lower high, lower low right there. And then what we do is we reverse on the 4H, creating a trend change, creating a demand zone. Demand zone got respected, made a new high, right? So then we were technically still bullish, right? And on I think this was already Friday. Yeah, and on Friday we were trying to long from here. I gotta remember taking a very early long right there, precisely on Frankfurt Open, to capitalize on this little push up. And then we started rolling down, and as soon as this one changed, it attacked the daily low, right? So very nice, very flowing kind of price action this week. So to keep it simple, what do I expect next week? Well, I'm looking for sales, right? Very easy. The question is where from? Okay, so this on the 4-hour time frame, it's just a smooth push to the downside. There is no any other levels. So the only level that I see is this one, which is pretty much the extreme. And then what we can trade off of is this guy, right? So this is just looking in between the wicks, right? We had a tap, we had a very nice reaction with this wick, and then it dropped. So this is pretty much on the Dixie, this sort of reaction right there, right? But here we have a candle, here we have just a wick. Okay, so what I'm going to be looking for, of course, is if the market gives me a little pullback. If it starts to continue down, I'm just going to keep flowing with it. If the market taps right there, I'm going to look for a short. But yeah, pretty much I'm calling a bearish bias on EU, potentially targeting this zone right there, right? So that's EU. Very nice, very simple bearish bias. Just to quickly go show you my trades right there. I missed on a lot of setups this week, especially like Monday. There were lots of swing setups. Currently, we're developing a swing trading strategy and it works wonders. But I don't have the data yet because our strategy that we teach in the Fanatic Way program are always backed up by data, backtesting, live trading as well. So I don't have much data on our swing strategy. So if I just actually put them all out on Monday. So I attempted to short from here and unfortunately I got a stop loss and then I failed to enter on the re-entry. So there it is. So this is where we aligned bearish on the 50-minute. There is our 50-minute break of structure. That is our supply zone. We came in, we grabbed lots of liquidity and I was a little bit aggressive right there. So I waited for a high, lower low right there for me and I entered precisely right there. It was not a very good entry. I think I got it on the break of structure I entered because it could have just flushed and that was an immediate stop loss. Then the market pushed up, failed to cause a break of the 50-minute zone, created another trend change, and then I had a limit right there for a 5 pips, but this one did not trigger. And then, yeah, the majority of our community was looking for here. We had one of our mentors take the trade from there, which turned out into a 26 risk to reward trade on a Monday because this one ran to the downside very nicely, right? So that was pretty much Monday for me. Then there were a couple of other trades to be taken as a swings, like here there was one, there it was two, right? And then, oh sorry, this was actually Friday. What am I talking about? Yeah, they were right there, right? So here we had a new zone, there is a tap, the market made a lower low, and then we had this like New York expansion higher to potentially stop out all the people that were short. Luckily, the trade that was from here was not stopped out, right? So then it ran out to like 20 and some even more because my guy took the profit right there as it broke this lower low, right? So that is Monday. Then I didn't trade on Tuesday. I didn't trade on Wednesday as well, right? So here on Tuesday there were a couple of setups, like again swing trade setups. So I missed this one as a swing right there. Then I did not execute on that one because I was doubting whether this one is the valid supply zone because we also have rules for supply and demand zones and this one was not entirely valid. So I didn't take a swing from here and the 1 minute setup was not provided. So this one rolled down very nicely to the downside. And then yes, we aligned structure to bullish. Then we had this very ugly range that was created by Powell's speech. The market broke up, it broke down, and then technically this one was the high. This one was the low and we stayed for quite some time within this range. So pretty much like after Tuesday, Wednesday was not tradable and it was Thursday that actually broke the range that led me to the first profitable trade. This is what broke the high, so we just got a quick retest, right? Then we had another 50-minute high, then we had another retest. My members also capitalized on this long right there. So there is my second trade of the week. There is very nice push, pulling back, grabbing the liquidity. What we want to see, there is the trend change. I took this one last moment because I was in a meeting, so I just closed the meeting and the market was already giving the entry. So I didn't get a great stop loss. Like if I maybe even came in a little bit late, I had members taking it from here, right? But yeah, this was my stop loss and this one ran for beautiful 4R precisely. So that was a pretty nice trade. And then the market just broke structure up, came back, made another alignment right there. And then we had the trades taken right here, right? We got an extreme case. One of our members took it with a 1 pip stop loss right there. So that was an absolutely insane trade right there. So lots of opportunity, lots of intraday opportunities this week on EU. I was very happy with my win, so I didn't strike anymore. And then on Friday, unfortunately, it gave me a loss. So Friday started, we nicely pumped. Where is my Asian session range, by the way? It's not in here. Started with a very nice trend down. This is the first zone, missed, lower low, lower high was created right there. This is what caused the lower high. We pulled back inside and the market just started massively chopping around that zone, but I was patiently waiting for my rules. And yeah, they got provided precisely right there. So again, I entered with a 5 pip stop loss as it broke the structure, 5 pip stop loss above. Gave a reaction, came in, reaction, then came in, stopped me out. Then it looked like it's gonna reverse, but then it did this, then it did this, then it did this, right? So not good, right? So Friday was a pretty nasty day. Fortunately, I took this one with half risk because I didn't like this. I didn't like all of this right there. So if the market's gonna go, it's gonna go. And this one just looked like it's gonna manipulate above. this high. So I kind of knew something sketchy is going out, so I just took this one with half risk. So very happy with that, because this makes my week a little bit more profitable than it could have had if I took this one with full risk. So that's EU. For next week, again, I'm looking for continuing to the downside. Let's see if it offers any good setups. Let's have a look at Euro Yen. You know what my thoughts are on the yen pairs. They're not entirely great, but actually this week, I think it was NJ and AJ. They moved out pretty good. Euro Yen is still kind of in this weekly demand zone, tapped inside, chopping around, and yeah, right now we're having a bearish candle, which is good. So on the weekly time frame, tells us nothing much. Daily time frame also, like again, I'm just very tired of this, but this is still like the daily lower high that got tested once, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, lots of times, right? Still bearish, right? So technically this is still the low that we should be attacking anytime soon. Dropping on the 4H though, like what I don't like about EJ is that the 4-hourly range is the same as the daily one. So this one is still bearish, and pretty much we're having a very big consolidation. But if you just zoom in and see what is happening recently, like look at this. This is pure range, pure manipulation down, pure manipulation up, and usually it's gonna go down later, right? And yeah, so technically if you just zoom in right now to keep it entirely simple, the market broke below. What caused the break? Overall this, lower low, currently pulling back for a lower high. So if you want any bias on Euro Yen, it's bearish, right? And it's bearish since here, because this is the 4-hourly lower high. So again, this depends on your rules, but my rules say that exactly this line right there is my lower high. And here it created, it was lower than the lower high. Here it didn't take it as well, so we're still bearish, right? And still trading within this range. So again, bearish bias if it gives us any pullback, right? Roughly 50%, or even better if it comes towards this zone, or maybe even you can enlarge the zone like this, so you get like more like a break and retest scenario, right? Then definitely I will be happy to short this one, which also aligns with shorts on Euro USD. So let's see. This is my bias pretty much on Euro Yen. According to me, like this is not valid to me right there. So this was my major higher low. You can see how the market came in and gave a very nice response, right? But it was also coming in from a daily supply, so it ended up breaking. So this one right there is a very nice flip zone as well. So if we pull back towards this little guy, it could be very good for short sales. So let's see if we can catch some shorts on Euro Yen. All right, let's have a look at the Aussies. We had some interesting price action this week on the Aussies. 4-hourly structure was very nicely respected. The 50-minute was also good. There were quite some profitable trades on the Aussie this week. So just to recap, we're breaking above this major weekly zone right there, and just above this zone is this little guy right there, right? So is this what is currently giving us the reaction? Well, we don't know. Weekly time frame most recently is bullish, right? But we had this very sharp engulfing candle. This week we pulled back roughly 50% of the overall range, right? And to me, it looks like it wants to drop. So if we just transfer on the daily time frame, right? What is really important right now is that the daily is bearish right there. Oops. Right, so the daily aligned, come on, bearish right there. We had this push, we have this pullback, and if we actually have a look at the pullback, look at that. Absolutely textbook 50% tap. And if we have a daily 50% tap, very high chance that it just reverses, right? So I do think, and I'm gonna throw a little forecast right there, that we could be headed for 68.50, right? Taking out this daily low. Going on to the 4H, very nice 4-hourly structure, by the way, this week. Right, so here we had a break of structure up, higher low formation, respected, right? Here we had actually a break of structure up, but this was the higher low formation that caused the break. Another respect, higher high, right? And it was actually right there that we shifted down. So pretty much you could have taken 1 long from here, 2 long from there, 3 long from there, right? And maybe another one right there, which could have been a stop loss, depending if it provided an entry. So if I really zoom in right now, what is happening is that we first caused a full hourly reversal here. Then the market pulls back, and right now it causes another break of structure right there. So it's a little bit compressed. How do I draw my zone right now? Do I take it like this? Yeah, so you see this one is a little bit tricky right now because it's very compressed. You have to maybe use a different time frame. You can like refine to the wicks if you wish. I like taking bigger zones. You can also take it like this, but this is not valid because you should also embrace this high. So it is bearish. So what you have to play with carefully right now is the 15-minute, All right, so if the 50-minute starts coming in, then massively reversing down and starting to trend down, then it is bearish. Okay, so what is very important for you to know right now is that this is the major lower high, right? So as long as this one stays intact, Aussie dollar is bearish. So again, what I'm looking for in this pair is to give me like any sort of pullback or just for the 50-minute to start trending down. And then potentially I'm going to be attacking the low. So let's see, very simple forecast. It's bearish. It did its job this week to give us that daily pullback, to grab some liquidity, to recently shift on the 4H, give us some longs as well. And right now we can be expecting an impulse to the downside. So let's see how this one is going to work out. I have a look at AJ. When I go to AJ, I'm always unmotivated. So weekly time frame, it's bearish, right? So if I just take out this zone right there, daily time frame, it is still, yeah, it's still bearish as well. Like this is the daily high, this is the daily low, this is just the base supply, it's not the lower high. Came in once, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 100 times, right? It's still trying to push down, and every single time there are short sellers coming in. So are they gonna finally sell, or is it gonna break out above? I don't know. But then what makes really good sense is the 4H, right? Although on this pair I don't love it, right? So here we broke up, and then where do we shift down? Yeah, we shifted down here. So lower low, right? Lower high 1, lower high 2, break, lower high 3, right? And right now we are actually making lower high 5, right? So there are shorts coming in, right? Let me know, guys, if you managed to catch any shorts this week on the JPYs. This is the break. What caused the break? Boop, boop. I can take like a big zone like this. You can of course refine it to this. I'm just gonna keep it bigger. So there it is. Very simple analysis. Right now it is bearish. This week provided quite a few shorts, like even starting from Monday right there, right? So here there were a couple of shorts, massive breakdown. There is the next zone right there. There is another short right there. So pretty good. But you can see the overall kind of price action is rather ranging. And if you jump on the 50-minute, it's a little bit like very compressed, not very nice. Okay, so right now I am bearish bias. It's already pulling back very nicely. I'm gonna take my range like this, so it's above 50%. So similar to AU. Okay, so this one is very nasty right now because it actually aligned bullish right there in the 50-minute, and it's technically bullish. So what I really need to see is this high to get taken. Okay, if this high gets taken and then the 50-minute aligns, this is all in shorts. Well, not all in shorts, but definitely looks very good for shorts. Okay, so that's my forecast. Wait for this 50-minute high to get taken, hopefully, right? And then if you get a short setup on the 50-minute, then definitely looking for shorts. So let's see. Both the Aussies are looking like shorts, supporting that Dixie bias we had in the beginning. Let's see how it plays out. Next on the list are the NZDs, which usually go hand in hand with the Aussies. Very similar price action right there. The main difference is that we have already a weekly high, weekly high low, high, and right now we're pulling back towards potentially making a weekly high low formation. But having a look at all the sentiment of the other pairs, don't we think that it's gonna break down? Well, that's a very high probability, right? Daily time frame is also bearish. We grabbed very nicely right there, so you can see it was stacking, just took it out, massive expansion lower, right? Unlike AU, this one, yeah, failed to reach 50%. It's currently tapping inside this little zone, giving a reaction. So look at this. We saw a similar pattern across on another pair, right? That it taps inside, gives you a reaction from a demand, and then it just breaks down, right? Creating a flip zone. So this is what I think is happening right now on the NZD USD, right? It's potentially gonna break to the downside. Dropping on the 4H, very nice 4-hourly price action, very similar to the Aussie, in fact, like almost identical. Broke up, higher low formation, broke up again, higher low formation, broke up again. It was a higher low formation right there, gave a reaction, and then it broke, right? So we have that same flip zone right there. So there is the tap, right? There is the tap. It gave a reaction, and then it breaks it. However, this one is not yet valid. So just again, look at the little details. This one still hasn't taken the lower low. The higher low right there. So it's technically still bullish. So again, on this one, what we're looking for is for it to break and then for it to give us the pullback. So there is the setup, right? But I do think first thing in the morning, yeah, we can go ahead and take it out. If the market is going to reverse, it should take this out usually, right? Because then, guys, technically it's not valid then to be looking at this as a supply, because this is not supply yet. It hasn't broken demand. All right, So a little bit tricky right there on the NZD. So let's see. I really want to see this one break first and then look to short from this zone. Okay. Still, if the 50-minute comes in, you can a little bit like cheat a little bit. If the 50-minute comes in right there and then gives you a nice alignment down, then you can definitely be looking for the shorts. Okay. So let's see. The Aussie, in my opinion, in this case, looks a little bit better. NZD JPY, similar to AJ as well, like weekly time frame. This one, yeah, debatable. I think it's definitely bearish on the weekly. We had this push down, 50% pullback, looks pretty good. Daily time frame is also still bearish. Let's remember that we're still trading within this daily range, so this daily low should go, right? And on the 4H, like you see, we shifted structure from here. So we have lower highs, break, lower highs, break, lower highs, break, lower highs, break, right? So lots of trades right there. So guys, did you catch some NJ trades? Lots of lower high formations were created right there. There is the most recent one. Break of structure down. There is our, you can take, yeah, this one is strange because it chop, 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 and then it impulse. So I'm just going to take it like that, like have a bigger zone. Drop the range, already above 50%. So again, let's check out the 50-minute. Yeah, the 50-minute is, oh no, the 50. Yeah, okay, so the 50-minute is bullish from here, right? What caused the bullishness is down there. So again, similar to AJ, we need to see this one go, right? We need to see this one go, take out all these flat things right there if you wish, and then if the market aligns down, then we can definitely look for the short. Okay, so that's my setup both on NJ and AJ. Okay, they both look short, so just pay attention here. In this case on NU, we still don't have a 4-hourly bearish market. So again, if we just break below this zone, we turn bearish, and then we can go all in on shorts. So short bias on the NZD is very similar to the Aussies, looking good. Let's have a look at USD Yen, which is the DXY of the JPY pairs. So we are very nicely pulling back right there. And as we forecasted from last week, like it's pulling back towards 50% roughly, depending on how you draw your range. Like if you take it all the way from the lows, it's not yet 50%. If you take it from here, it's already 50%. So is it time that it starts reversing? Well, we don't know, right? Most recent momentum, once again, it's definitely bearish, right? We're tapping into a little bit of a demand zone on the left, but this is when I usually tell you, don't look too much on the left, right? Because you drop a zone on the left, it gives you a reaction, breaks. You drop another zone on the left, gives you a reaction, and then it breaks, right? So it's good to be aware that we're currently reacting from this guy right here, but is it really going to reverse? We don't know, okay? So dropping onto the daily, UJ is also still trading within its daily. Okay, so it actually just wicked it out by a little bit. So that is a bit tricky because it depends if you take this as your major daily lower high or if you take this as your major daily lower high. Okay, because this one got broken. So technically then you can say, okay, well, the daily is bullish and I'm gonna start looking from here. Okay, but then if you still take this one, it's still bearish, right? So slightly bit debatable right here. We can, of course, try with both cases. And again, this is the daily. So when we drop to the 4-hourly time frame, it is usually going to give us the signal. Okay. The market was bearish until we broke here. Okay. So 4-hourly aligned bullish right there. Then, yeah, this one is valid. So here we have a break of structure up. There we have a break of structure down, which is a trend change. And this is a supply zone. The market tapped inside and actually, yeah, then first it broke here. Then first broke there, and yeah, then technically this was the supply that caused the break. We got wicked out on this one, and then the market broke structure down again. So short term, it looks like it's bearish, right? This is the most recent lower high. It's pulling back already inside it, and it looks like it wants to short. But look at the momentum to the upside. Okay, look at the momentum to the upside. Look at this potential daily break. Okay. But I am a little bit 50-50 on UJ right now. So guys, let me know what you think. I'm currently not very confident to make a decision if I'm bearish or bullish in terms of the macro side of things. But intraday, currently, I am bearish. So as long as we are staying below this zone, then technically the 4-hourly is bearish. And again, you see that all the JPY pairs are setting up for a short. So if this one gives us a short, then that's good. But you see also that the Dixie is preparing for longs. Okay, look at the Dixie, the massive expansion up. So all of this strength, it's taken into USD Yen, right? So that makes it a little bit tricky for USD Yen to go down. Okay, so this is why, again, I usually don't trade JPY pairs. we have a couple of news for the JPY next week, so make sure to monitor those. But yes, once again, just to say, this one is short bias for me right now. Let's see how it goes, and if it decides to like break above the zone, then of course we're gonna be turning into longs. Okay, so let's see. Let me know what your bias is, guys, from the UJ. I'm currently looking for shorts. Let's have a quick look at the UCAT. So again, this one's still on the weekly time frame. It's not making a big move, right? So we still have this zone to tap, right? The weekly time frame is, according to me, still overall bullish coming in from here, right? And then we said that this potentially is supposed to be liquidity because this low failed to cause any new high. So again, can we still expect the shorts? Well, probably. And you can see like the daily starting to kind of compress a little bit, like it does these bullish pushes, then it chops again, then we have a bullish push. Right now we have a Friday bearish push. So I don't like UCAT. I tried trading it a couple of times. It's just not for me, right? It ranges way too much, and probably you need a slightly different strategy for this pair. And yeah, like you can see this week, where did we open? Monday right there. What we had is this, right? So, I mean, this to me is very hard to read. Yeah, it's very hard to read. Is this my like higher low formation? So we had a push, we had a pullback, higher low, then tried to push, failed, then tried to push again, and still failed, right? And technically right now, according to me, really, just right now we shifted bearish, because this to me was the... Okay, am I talking BS right now? No, this is where we broke down. This is where we broke up. This is a valid break. Then we have a break. Then we have a couple of candles here. Then this is what caused the next break, right? This one was also broken right there. So yeah, this, according to me, this big candle was the higher low formation. It's not this little guy right there. This whole candle is the higher low formation. We pushed outside, and then we have been staying in this overall range for quite a while. It failed to take out the higher on numerous occasions and finally took out the low. So according to me right now, USD CAD is turning bearish, which does not support the bias on the Dixie. So rather strange on this one. So again, UCAT, it's always a pass for me. I never understand this pair. Let me know what you guys think. I'm currently, to me currently, it's aligning bearish, and I'm still looking for this low to be taken, right? So let's see how it goes. I would like to see a little bit more trend from this pair. Like, it just usually ends in a consolidation, takes out the high, takes out the low, and then it ends up in another consolidation. Takes out the low, takes out the high, another consolidation. Like, come on, UCAT. I would like to see a little bit trending market like this, and then to potentially like go all the way down. So that's UCAT for me. I'm not trading this pair. Let me know if you trade it and what are you looking for on it. Let's have a look at the GBPs. So starting from GU on the weekly, if you remember, this weekly price action reminds me of NZD/USD, right? We shifted the weekly to bullish. We made a high, we made a higher low, we made a higher high. Do we really have a higher high right there? Did it actually break? Yes, it did break with a 1 pipette probably. Yeah, so we have a break. And right now it's pulling back towards this major weekly higher low. And look at the reaction. So this week we had a reaction from this guy. But again, what it looks like to me is it's going to react and it's going to break. Okay, so if you then go to the daily time frame, the daily is already bearish. Let's check it out. So yeah, the daily actually aligned bearish right there. Okay, then we have this zone if I just refine it. So yes, this is more based on experience and a little bit of intuition, right? But we actually shifted forward down. Sorry, this is daily. We shifted daily down. We have this push, we have this pullback, right? And then we have a 50% tap. And although we're still kind of overall looking bullish on the weekly, I do think this is going to be one of those situations that we have a reaction and then it breaks down. Okay. And if you just look at the overall sentiment again of the market, it's all like bullish Dixie and bearish everything else, right? So let's see. And this one is also playing out nicely as all the pairs did, right? It aligned bullish, it gave a long, it gave another long, went inside 50%, tapped into this zone on the left, right? Which is above 50% on the daily leg. I had a member from the community that trades GU that caught this one right there. And then we have this breakdown, right? What caused the break? You can say it's this, right? So very simple analysis actually. Daily is bearish, fully aligned bearish. If we have a pullback right there, just simply going to be looking for shorts, right? So GU does not work great for me and with my strategy. This is hence why I don't trade it. But again, this technical analysis and market structure and supply and demand is all the same. Okay, the real kind of little details are when it comes to entries, like how are you exactly going to enter into this market. Okay, so daily bearish, hourly bearish. I do expect this low to go right there, and then eventually even this low could go, right? So right now what you can do is you can refine this guy even to this, right? Because we actually tapped in this whole thing and we actually made a forward reversal. So the next area for a reaction is down there. Okay, so what you can do is attack this low, and then if it taps right there, you can get another little pullback before the market reverses down. Okay, so bearish GU, let's see how it plays out. And let's check out the JPY pair. Weekly is still bullish, as we keep saying. The daily time frame is still bearish, as we keep saying, right? This is the daily range. 1 tap, 2 tap, 3 tap, 4 is gonna have a 5. So dropping on the 4H. Again, 4H is bearish as well with the line bearish, but then here we had that little break up. Then we had a breakdown. Then where is the supply? Well, pretty much is this big zone right there. Take it like this. Tapped inside, gave a massive reaction. Yeah, this is currently the lower low, so this is where we are potentially going to break. If you have any sort of pullback here, then you can be looking for a short if you're not already short. Right here on the 50-minute, like it chopped a little bit, took out the high, reversed down, pullback, lower high, and then just wow. This one just started even before Frankfurt opened. 7:45, 8 o'clock, just poof, massive move down, pulls back, and right now it's chopping around. So you have two choices, either to wait for a new lower low to form and then look for a pullback lower high, or if it gives you like any sort of pullback back into this range, then you can be dropping to the 50-minute again and looking for a short. Okay, so that's GJ. GU is also bearish. GJ is bearish. I'm looking for shorts on the pound pairs. Looks good, aligning with everything else. Let's see if it actually provides a clear setup. Mr. GOAT, let's have a look what is happening right there. So after this very recent massive bullish push, you know that once again GOAT competes against the dollar. So if the dollar actually starts having some strength, the GOAT is potentially gonna decline. We pushed all the way into like this little supply. You usually know that I don't draw supplies right on the left, like because we can draw this, we can draw this, we can draw this, and usually they tend to fail, right? But there is one that is usually gonna get respected. That is like if we have like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves, and right now we're initiating the pullback. Okay, so we tapped inside this one. We printed a very nice bearish engulfing candle. The weekly time frame though is still bullish, right? If you really watch the weekly time frame aligned here, and the weekly higher low according to me is right there still. Okay, this is not higher low right there, like these kind of candles. So we're either pulling back on the weekly or we're reversing. Daily time frame though, it's absolutely bearish. So we took out this high, we took out this low, the market pushed, it gave us 3 days of a pullback. On Thursday it broke, and then Friday is already giving us the pullback. So daily time frame, it's already making 2 lower lows, right? And if I jump on the 40 time frame, there it is, it's pretty much the same. We had this very slow and nice correction, and then if I just refine this one a little bit, I'm gonna keep it big, right? I'm gonna keep it big like this. But again, you want to ensure that you wait for the market to come above 50% and then you trade it. So my analysis on gold this week is very simple. I really like this. All right, when it's simple, when it's straightforward, everything aligns, there is structure to trade. There it is, right? So we have a push, 40 lower low, already tapped 50%. So it's either gonna go from here, make a new lower low, and then you keep following it, or it's gonna come in again, align bearish on the lower time frame, and then you take a short, right? So very simple, very nice. This of course depends if the Dixie continues to roll to the upside. This depends on news, but again, in terms of structure, daily is bearish, hourly is bearish, weekly has still a lot of space to fill right there. So definitely I do think on gold we can have a very nice downtrend going forward. So let's see. And yeah, again, wait on the 50-minute to, I would really love for the market to come in again this zone, right? Hopefully take the one this high as liquidity, because if this high fails to make a new low, then it's going to get taken out. So I really hope that this scenario is going to play out, because it's going to offer a great trade. If not, then just keep following the flow. And let's see what kind of update we can have on Tuesday. And again, stay tuned for the news, because the news are definitely going to shake gold as well. All right, so that's gold. Let's have a look at some indices. Not much of a movement on the indices this week as well, and I suspect they are awaiting the CPI next week. So we have lots of news next week, and probably this is when the market is gonna start moving, right? So as you can see, precisely US 30, this has been the choppiest index ever, right? So 2 weeks of just pure consolidation, and it was actually this week that we finally decided to break down below like the 4-hourly range, which was exactly the same as the 15-minute range, right? So daily time frame is still bearish, right? This is the daily lower high. lower low, this is supposed to be a lower high, right? They tried to push, it failed, and then it failed to take it out as well. So very tricky. I think it's cooking for something, guys, so be careful. We can have like a situation of taking out this high and then reversing. Okay, I am very careful with the indices right now, although I can't wait to start live trading US30. We had this low, right, and then this high, and the market stayed inside for 8 days, right? So pretty much a couple of, yeah, around 1 week and even a week and a half without trading this, and we finally broke. Okay, so we finally broke, which means that this turns the 4-hourly to bearish, and then, for example, this one is our 4-hourly supply, but I still get the feeling that we're having a range, took it out up, and then we're gonna reverse. Okay, so I'm really waiting. I'm not gonna trade the index until Tuesday is over. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty much my 4-hourly time frame right now. It's down, it broke structure down. This is the supply, so we are supposed to be looking for shorts, right? The 50-minute is currently pulling back, right? So that's good. However, I still suspect something's wrong and that we might go on and take out these two highs right there. And then if we align bearish after taking out these highs, then I do think we can have some bearish pressure coming in. Okay, so and then on US30 and also on the other indices, I am passive until CPI next week. Okay, look at the range. It's not good, right? Same with Nasdaq, although Nasdaq and then S&P already went in and grabbed some liquidity, right? So they're currently very nicely pulling back towards that daily demand, right? Weekly time frame is bearish, pulling back about 50%, tapping inside the zone. So is it time that we drop? Well, hopefully it is, because we want to buy some more stocks, right? Daily time frame on Nasdaq is still bullish, right? So right now on the 4-hourly time frame, it's all of this is internal, right? So we're still traveling towards this guy. So again, let's see what's gonna happen this week. My analysis still remains the same. I'm not touching it until I see like clean market and I really see some conviction of the index market going somewhere, right? S&P pretty much identical to Nasdaq. Like, look at that, they're pretty much identical. Pushed up, pulling back right now, tapping inside demand, right? So this is actually a major 4-hourly demand zone. You could be looking to like trade the 50-minute right there very quickly to catch some longs. But once again, I am just waiting for next week. We tap inside right there. We grab the liquidity, like unlike, for example, US30 that didn't take out this high. S&P did, Nasdaq did. So why didn't US30 do it? Okay, so this is why I suspect that it's probably going to come in and take it. All right, so let's see, right? Very sketchy, looking very sketchy. If I just jump on this one right there, we're still in greed, right? Extreme greed 1 week ago, 76, right? We went very high. You can see here on the chart, we're starting to have a little bit of kind of an MSS formation right there, a double top and then a break of structure down. So is it time we get to mean value at least and even break below mean value? Well, we're going to see very soon, all right? With Turkey, I send all my prayers to everybody affected by this terrible earthquake. It's really terrible. I didn't know it's that serious. Hopefully everything is fixed. But then again, yeah, there were a lot of casualties, so that is very, 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 very sad. But we don't see this one impacting the stock market by a lot, right? So let's see how it's gonna go. But yeah, this is pretty much technicals, right? This is pretty much the technicals right now. I am looking for some sort of disruption on the indices. Crypto pulling back into a daily zone. So Bitcoin pulling back into this daily, is it weekly? No, it's a daily zone, right? Let's see what it does. If you're buying, you can stack up here a little bit, right? So let's see. But again, I'm not throwing any opinions on crypto because I'm the worst person to be listening to crypto because I lost lots of money in this one. Ethereum is actually breaking daily structure. Okay, so Ethereum is getting bearish right now on the daily. So that's good. So then you can drop a daily zone from here and you can start shorting it. So again, crypto is just a very big gray area for me. I guess if you bought from here, then just take your profits. Just freaking take your profits. Don't think it's going to go to the skies right now. Take your profits because it's probably going to come down again. Right? Again, I'm only going to buy if it comes down there. Okay, so I'm just patiently waiting and I don't care whatever happens inside right there. Okay, but recent daily alignment on Ethereum, maybe Bitcoin is going to follow, although Bitcoin looks a little bit stronger right now. So again, let me know what you guys think about crypto. Is it going to go down? Is it going to go up? Let me know. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. We have some very interesting setups going forward, especially like on the dollar. So really looking forward to see how the dollar is, if it's gonna continue going up, because if the dollar gains some strength, then all the pairs are gonna start flowing, right? Daily structure, 4-hourly structure, it looks amazing. So definitely, guys, it's very important to focus next week and have a look what kind of opportunities we have. Don't be refining way too much, like don't be dropping to the 1 minute. Just take your swing setups, make sure to get into a trade, because when the market goes, it usually goes and it's not gonna wait for you, right? So make sure to get involved in the trade, grab those pips, get paid, and let's hope that February is gonna continue rolling as it is right now. So that's from me. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, comment below what you're looking for next week, and see you on Tuesday.